Blake Shelton, a country music superstar and coach on The Voice, has confessed that his household soundtrack is dominated by a single musician. It is not his wife, the pop diva Gwen Stefani, who is the subject of this revelation, which has caused country music fans to be buzzing with excitement. As part of an open and honest conversation that took place on the Bobby Bones show on August 12, 2025, Shelton revealed that the only music that can be heard reverberating around his ranch in Oklahoma is that of the famous country performer George Jones. Fans are applauding Shelton's dedication to vintage country music while also speculating in a humorous manner about Stefani's reaction to the news, which triggered a rush of emotions on and beyond the internet. One's affection for the possum. The country music artist Blake Shelton, who is famous for songs such as God's Country and All Red, has never been afraid to acknowledge his strong origins in classic country music. However, even his most devoted followers were taken aback by his unwavering love to George Jones, who was lovingly referred to as the possum. Shelton laughed as he informed Bobby Bones, "At my house, it's George Jones on repeat, both in the morning and in the afternoon and at night. It's true that I have his cassette tapes, CDs, and even some vintage vinyl records. George is the one who is playing if it is. Gwen's got her studio time, but the house?" Shelton joked in response to a question on whether or not Stefani, his wife since 2021, has a voice in terms of the playlist. That is the territory of the possum. Despite the fact that Jones passed away in 2013, he is widely considered to be one of the most iconic voices in the history of country music. His songs, He Stopped Loving Her Today, and The Grand Tour have stood the test of time. The obsession that Shelton has with Jones is not new. He has long cited Jones as his greatest influence, and he even covered Choices for a tribute album that was released in 2001. Fans, however, are awestruck by Shelton's extraordinary dedication after it was revealed that Jones is the only artist who was performed at home. One of Blake's fans tweeted, "Blake Shelton listening to nothing but George Jones is the most great thing that has ever happened to Blake." Someone more remarked, "Gwen is most likely sneaking some no doubt tracks in there, but Blake is all possum, all the time." Another person responded, "Why chose George Jones?" Shelton's affection for Jones extends more than simple sentimentality. During the podcast, he elaborated on the fact that George sung with his innermost being. "It's almost as if he lived each and every song, from every note to every word. The goal I have for my music is to achieve that." Shelton noted songs such as She Thinks I Still Care and White Lightning as particular favorites, pointing out the raw passion and narrative that are present in these songs. "It is impossible to imitate what George did. It is for this reason that I remain loyal to him," he continued. A personal narrative was also revealed by the voice coach, who recalled how his late brother had exposed him to Jones' music when he was a youngster. "When I was around 14 years old, my brother decided to turn on The Race Is On. He said, I was completely captivated. It's almost as if George was singing every song of my life before I had even lived it." This link has fueled Shelton's lifelong obsession, as seen by the fact that his home in Oklahoma is reputedly home to a Jones room that is loaded with memorabilia, such as signed LPs and a vintage jukebox that is stocked with singles by Jones. Enthusiastic reactions from fans. In particular, the announcement caused a flurry of activity on social media, as fans shared jokes, videos of Jones' performances, and humorous barbs at the fact that Stefani was no longer included in the playlist. One user said, "Blake Shelton's house is a George Jones shrine, and I'm here for it," and attached a gif of Jones strumming his guitar to their message. Gwen Stefani is asking Blake to play Hella Good just once, and Blake is responding by saying, "Nope, it's He Stopped Loving Her Today again." Another person tweeted, "Gwen Stefani is asking for this." Fans expressed their admiration for Shelton's dedication to preserving Jones' legacy, which resulted in the hashtag #BlakeLovesPossum momentarily becoming popular. Fans of country music delved into conversations about Jones's influence on the /country music subreddit on Reddit. Blake's decision to go with George Jones makes complete and utter sense, one person wrote. Heartbreak, humor, and honky-tonk are all found in Blake's music, and his music serves as the blueprint for all of these things. While others speculated on Stefani's response, one individual made the following observation. Gwen is probably cool with it, despite the fact that Shelton's remarks were humorous. Fans are interested in knowing Stefani's opinion regarding the One Artist playlist that her spouse created. The duo, who are well known for their humorous banter and musical collaborations like As Nobody But You, have always been proud of their distinct talents, which include Shelton's country origins and Stefani's ska pop flair. Stefani referred to the fact that they have different musical styles as the fun part of their relationship in an interview with Billboard in the year 2024. "I'm over here with my pop-punk energy, and Blake is doing his thing of country music," she said. "It is in the middle that we meet," she stated. Despite the fact that Stefani has not officially addressed the discovery about George Jones, she did make a light-hearted remark about it on Instagram stories on August 13, 2025. She posted a video of herself singing along to Jones' song Golden Ring with the comment, "When in Oklahoma." It was interpreted by fans as a sign that she is embracing Shelton's fixation, with one user adding, "Gwen singing George Jones is the crossover we didn't expect but totally need." Jones' long-lasting endowment. Shelton's unwavering commitment exemplifies the continuing influence that George Jones has had on country music. Jones had a career that spanned 6 decades, during which time he recorded more than 150 albums and earned 143 hits in the top 40. The emotional delivery of his speeches and the volatile nature of his personal life, which was marked by issues with addiction and a troubled marriage to Tammy Wynette, made him a figure that was larger than life. According to music historian Robert K. Allman, who was quoted in Rolling Stone, George was the soul of country music. It is clear that Blake's devotion demonstrates how ageless that soul is. Shelton has been an outspoken supporter of the importance of Jones' legacy being preserved. In the year 2023, he contributed to the funding of a documentary titled Still Playin' Possum, which was about the life of Jones. Additionally, he has conducted tribute concerts in Nashville. In an interview with Bones, Shelton stated, "If I can introduce one kid to George Jones, then I have done my job." Jones' music has become the soundtrack for barbecues, late-night jam sessions, and calm evenings at his ranch, which has become a shrine to this mission. His property is where he and Stefani spend the most of their time together. More far-reaching effects. Jones' catalog has recently garnered a resurgence of interest as a result of Shelton's discovery. In the week that followed the interview, Spotify recorded a 15% increase in the number of streams of Jones' music, with He Stopped Loving Her Today climbing the country charts on the platform. According to Billboard, there has been a significant increase in the number of vinyl copies of Jones' iconic albums, such as I Am What I Am. A supporter tweeted, "Blake is giving George the spotlight he deserves," referring to the star. "This is the reason why we adore him." On top of that, the news has caused fans to contemplate Shelton's own professional journey. Shelton's position as a country music powerhouse has been solidified by the fact that he has achieved 28 No.1 country hits and has been a contestant on The Voice for a decade. The fact that he is so devoted to Jones, however, demonstrates a humility that admirers find endearing. According to a post made by a user, Blake is a superstar, but he is still a fanboy on the inside. This is what gives him his authenticity. Shelton, what are his next steps? It has been intimated by Shelton that Jones' influence will be front and center during his upcoming tour and album, which is scheduled to take place in 2026. On the podcast, he dropped a hint by saying, "I'm working on some songs that channel that raw, honest George vibe with them." There are already rumors circulating among fans regarding possible covers or tributes, and some of them are hoping for an album that is entirely inspired by Jones. Someone who is a fan of Blake remarked on Reddit, "Blake performing a cover record of George Jones would break me." For the time being, Shelton's ranch in Oklahoma continues to serve as a gathering place for George Jones, much to the delight of his followers, and presumably Stefani. The clarification was provided by Shelton on the show, which stated, "It's not that I don't love Gwen's music, she's a genius. It's just that George hits a different note. In the midst of admirers continuing to rejoice over this peculiar revelation, one thing is abundantly clear: Blake Shelton's affection for George Jones is as strong as it has ever been, demonstrating that even celebrities have their beloved musicians.